WFYI podcasts are brought to you by Indianapolis Shakespeare Company, presenting Riverside, a play by M.L. Roberts, July 18th to the 27th at Taggart Memorial Amphitheater. More at indieshakes.com.
WFYI podcasts are made possible by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering experiences like indulging in grub at Nick's English Hut, taking a stroll along Kirkwood Avenue, feeling the history and magic of Assembly Hall, and providing the chance to feel like a college kid again. Plan your trip at visitbloomington.com.
This is WFYI News Now. It's July 9th, and I'm Drew Daudelin. On today's show, there are more open seats than candidates for the Perry Township School Board in the November election, a new effort in Indiana to collect data on sickle cell disease, and how hospitals and school systems in southern Indiana are getting creative to fill the need for medical workers.
And it's not just nurses, it's shortages everywhere. So the fact that we need healthcare workers is an understatement. It is certainly higher demand field than what I've ever known it to be.
Those stories coming up, but first, Caitlin Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history on Saturday to record a triple-double during the Indiana Fever's win over the New York Liberty at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. A triple-double is when a player gets double-digit totals in 3 out of 5 statistical categories. Clark finished with 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds for Indiana. The number 1 pick in the WNBA draft, she was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double 2 games ago in a victory over the Phoenix Mercury. The Fever next faced the Washington Mystics at Gainbridge Fieldhouse on July 10th. And in the upcoming November election, there are more open seats than candidates for the Perry Township School Board. From WFYI's Education Desk, Eric Weddle has more.
4 seats are up for election, but only 2 people are running for the Perry Township School Board, incumbents Emily Hartman and Jim Hernandez. Indiana law says the other 2 incumbents, Steve Johnson and Ken Mertz, could still choose to hold on to their seats even if they are not officially running for re-election. But it's unclear what they'll do. Both their terms expire in December. Experts say a lack of awareness about school boards, the low pay, and the time required to do the job can lead to low candidate turnout. There are more than 800 seats on school boards across Indiana up for election on the November 5th ballot. I'm Eric Weddle.
Sickle cell disease is the most common genetic blood disorder in the U.S., but states struggle to collect data on it. This leaves patients with scant resources to access care. As Side Effects Public Media's Elizabeth Gabriel reports, a new Indiana dashboard aims to streamline data collection on the blood disorder.
The new Indiana Sickle Cell Dashboard is among a handful across the country working with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It found that hundreds more people in Indiana have sickle cell compared to previous estimates. But few healthcare centers know how to treat sickle cell patients due to a lack of awareness and decades of underfunding. The Regent Street Institute's lead researcher, Brian Dixon, says the data can help address that.
So it's a significant increase, which really tells public health that we need to be asking some of these other questions. We need to work with the school medicine to train more people, to put them back out into the community to treat people.
Dixon says roughly 1,800 residents in Indiana have sickle cell disease. Across the country, it's about 100,000 people, and most patients are Black. Elizabeth Gabriel, Side Effects Public Media.
And for our final story today, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that there is an annual need for 1.8 million healthcare professionals in the U.S. As WNIN's Tim Jagalow reports, hospitals and school systems in southern Indiana are getting creative about filling that need.
We're going to put this on there so we can stabilize it.
Henderson High School in western Kentucky is hosting the annual Teddy Bear Clinic.
Oh, all better, okay? And now you said it's arm, right? And which one?
High school students are wrapping gauze around popsicle sticks to stabilize a teddy bear's broken bone. Local children are bringing all kinds of stuffed animals to the clinic run by the high school's health sciences program.
We'll be like, okay, which spots hurt the worst? And they'll pick, and we'll either give them a shot or we'll fix it with a tourniquet or clean it off, something to help make it feel better.
That's senior Isabella Huertas. The main point of this event is to assuage children's concerns with going to the doctor, but the program overall is to introduce students to medical careers.
Your temperature is 71.5. That's the highest one yet.
Health sciences teacher Cynthia Nunn says there's a growing demand for workers in the medical field.
And it's not just nurses, it's shortages everywhere. So the fact that we need healthcare workers is an understatement. It is certainly higher demand field than what I've ever known it to be.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, healthcare occupations are expected to grow much faster than the average through 2032. Deaconess Health System in Evansville could easily hire 300 nurses in 2024, but they won't be able to, says Katie Burnett, HR Director.
When it really comes to nursing or pharmacists or really any clinical position across the board, there's just not enough of them to go around, so we're trying to help build our own and build interest.
So, hospital systems are working directly with school districts to fill demand. For example, Ascension St. Vincent, also in Evansville, has renewed a week-long health careers camp and started a pilot program hiring high schoolers as clinical trainees.
We also have a growing volunteer program, so if they need volunteer hours through their school, we have programs that they can do with all different areas that they can go to volunteer in the hospital. Several units now take volunteer students.
That's Jessica McLeod. She focuses on recruiting.
So a big need right now is a lot of the people in these current roles are retiring, and they are also sometimes have chronic illnesses. So we need students and nurses and health professions to take care of the people that are retiring. So I think that's definitely a big need.
Deaconess also has several programs, such as working with the Health Sciences Institute offered at the Evansville-Vandenberg School Corporation and several other districts.
One of the common reasons to have a recurring ectopic pregnancy or an ectopic pregnancy in general is because of the damaged fallopian tubes, because that's the direct.
EVSC senior Kaylee Magro is fielding questions from peers following her capstone presentation on ectopic pregnancies. The Academy of Science and Medicine helped her decide to pursue a career in pediatric medicine.
I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. And with this opportunity to shadow medical professionals, with going into the hospitals, learning and actually seeing hands-on experiences, I think it has really helped me push towards medical field.
Rub that soap together, and let's get our hands wet.
Back at the Teddy Bear Clinic in Henderson High School, health sciences students are showing kids how to properly wash their hands. Teacher Cynthia Nunn says her students have several options after this program.
They have the opportunity to go into nursing school. Some of them are already certified nurse aides. They have the opportunity to be certified medical administrative assistants. Some of them go on to be radiologists. Some of them go on to work in IT. Some of them who maybe want to work behind the scenes, maybe they want to go and work on equipment in healthcare. So lots of different options.
Whatever they decide to do, there will be a growing need for physicians, nurses, and most other health professionals going forward. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Tim Jagalow.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by me, Drew Daudelin, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music. If you liked today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.
WFYI podcasts are made possible by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering experiences like indulging in grub at Nick's English Hut, taking a stroll along Kirkwood Avenue, feeling the history and magic of Assembly Hall, and providing the chance to feel like a college kid again. Plan your trip at visitbloomington.com.